Good morning.
There he is.
Hello.
Hey, my porn star.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
You were so amazing at the iHeartRadio Music Festival. We just got to point that out. That was fun.
Thank you. It was a blast. And you looked dapper. And it was good to see you as well in Vegas. And as you know, what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas, my friend.
I know. But I got funny bumps on my lips. I don't know where it came from.
Jared, so you had all of these audience members come on stage with you, and I know that security was very, very worried about that. But is that something you love to do? What does that bring for you?
It was incredible. It was insane. I think years and years and years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I saw Iggy Pop, and he was so incredible and so spontaneous. And at one point, he invited some people from the audience up on stage, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's incredible! We have to do that. It looks like the most fun that anyone at the show could have." And it's been a huge part of what we've been doing the past, decade or so.
It was excellent. We're going to play Walk on Water at the end of this, by the way. I promise. I got to play it. Let's talk about the movie.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, Blade Runner 2049, it's in theaters next week. Did you see the original, the one that came out in the 80s?
I saw the original about 100 times. It's one of my favorite films. It's a film that literally changed my life. It taught me about filmmaking, about acting, about storytelling, about design, and I loved it.
Oh, wow. So this had to have been such a huge, exciting moment for you when you found out you were going to be in the sequel.
Yeah, for me, Blade Runner is Star Wars. It's a film that takes you to a place you've never been before, and I love it. It's a film that is sophisticated, it's dramatic, it's emotional, it's full of adventure, and it's sexy as well, which I know Elvis is going to like.
Yeah, I'm all about sexy. Well, I mean, would it make more sense to see the original before we see the new one, or is it okay just to just run into the new one and not worry about the original?
I don't think it matters either way. I mean, you could see the new one and then go back and discover the old. The new one stands on its own, but it's absolutely a dream to be a part of it. I mean, I was and am a super fan of the original film, and to sit there with Harrison Ford and be doing these scenes in the new chapter of Blade Runner, it was just mind-blowing, totally mind-blowing.
You know what I find so cool about you is you're the guy that can do it all. Very rarely do you have a singer that can act or vice versa. You are out there doing everything, and you seem like you're just having such a great time doing everything.
I am having a great time, but don't ask me to cook dinner.
That's your flaw?
Yeah, that's the one thing?
Well, I can make a few things. I can make popcorn.
Okay, very good.
I can boil some pasta.
Very good.
And, and muesli in the morning is my special.
Muesli.
What about peanut butter and jelly? That's easy.
But yeah, you can throw it back if you want to, sure.
I feel like, Jared, you know the basics of cooking. I think that's all you need. You have a lot to build on.
But you know what I would do is a fluffernutter. Remember a fluffernutter?
Love fluffernutter.
Well, Danielle's from the Bronx. She calls it fluffernutter.
Yeah, fluffernutter.
Fluffernutter. It's interesting that we have you on today because I actually watched Dallas Buyers Club again the other day. Do you watch you in that role and amaze yourself at how incredibly moving and engaging that was? Because it is. It's one of the most incredible roles in any film I've ever seen.
Well, I appreciate that, and thank you very much. It was, on the page, a beautiful role, and I saw the opportunity that was there. It moved me to tears when I read the script, and I really fell in love with the character. I've actually never seen the movie.
Is there a reason why?
It was such a deep and emotional experience, and the response was so overwhelmingly positive. I just don't have any business watching it. I don't need to look at it like we all would do, nitpick or find some fault or criticism, and just let it be what it is. If it worked for people, great. If it didn't, okay, that's fine.
Are you that way with most of your projects, or are you able to listen back, for example, to your own music, to your album, and say oh no, this was good?
Music is different because there's a process of listening that's really important tied to the process of creating the music. You have to listen, you have to criticize, you have to fix, you have to change, evolve. When you're making a film, it's really a totally different experience, So
your character in Blade Runner, Neander Wallace, what's this guy like?
Yeah, well, he is a badass, number one. Number two, he is a trillionaire. He's a guy who saved the planet from starvation, so highly intelligent. He's a technologist. He's an entrepreneur. He's like a cross between Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and God.
So they're sort of like clones in a way, I guess. Is that like a synthetic clones?
Yes, exactly. They're clones, but they're not really. It's a little different. You have to check it out.
Oh, okay.
But it's a very mysterious film. There are a lot of kind of plot twists and turns and surprises in this movie. This is kind of hard to talk about because it's a film that I think is going to really shock the audience as well.
Because we don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy at all. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not so defined. I mean, I don't think he's that bad a guy. Other people may think he's pretty scary. This kind of movie just doesn't happen very often.
Well,
from the director to the cinematographer to the other actors, Ryan Gosling, Harrison Ford. I mean, his script was beautiful. The experience was beautiful. It was an absolute dream.
So we're going to see it. Blade Runner 2049. It's in theaters next week. Jared Leto, got to play some music. Thank you so much for calling in today. It's Walk on Water. Thanks, Jared.
Bye, guys.
Take it easy, man.
Bye.